Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take another look here at ICP, see what's going on. It's been a few days since we covered this last. Didn't make a ton of sense over the weekend considering how crazy things went. Wanted things to kind of stabilize first, but we can see we came down as low as $6.27. That was kind of unexpected, right? So we got to kind of expect the worst, hope for the best in situations like this. Now, I'm trying to get too hopeful, but good news is we are, back on track, so to speak. I guess you could say more importantly, Bitcoin appears to be back on track at the 55 to 56K range, and ICP following suit within reason. Let's go ahead and take a look at some back-end data too, kind of see what's going on, and just talk a little bit about best practice and big picture here for these situations, because I get the question a lot, what do you do when the market dumps like this? Well, generally best practice to steer clear and to wait for things to stabilize, because a lot of the indicators kind of get thrown off and reset, and when you're taking longs or shorts, you're kind of just, it's a little bit more on the luck side than it is an actual skill or technical analysis side, right? Day trading is a different story altogether, but swing trading, there's no point just, hodling from, don't just take a long right now to the moon, if that makes any sense, okay? All right, so let's quickly look here at the liquidation levels. We can see there's a lot above and below. This is standard for ICP. It commonly does this. We can see a healthy amount of liquidation at about 6.2 and down to as low as 5. Okay, so these are high leverage longs right there. These are lower leverage longs, okay? Same thing here as well. The inverse applies with 8 and 850, two concentrations there. But we zoom out a little bit. Macro doesn't look too terrible, honestly. Terrible in the sense that everything to the downside got destroyed, which we talked about previously being a possibility if the price of Bitcoin loses 60,000. I didn't expect, honestly, to see a wick down to 48K. That's a very shocking number there. I figured 57, 58,000 for the CMA gap and a bounce, not even close. Now we got to presume that'll be the new resistance. Having said that, what is the new resistance for ICP? Well, let's take a look and see if we can kind of identify that, because today's looking like a pretty strong green day for most of the market. And, it's hard to want to just, miss out on that, of course. FOMO is a very real thing, I get it. But what you want to do is kind of just make sure that you work within your risk tolerance. And, if you're the kind of person just to jump in willy-nilly, that's a different story. But when it comes to trades like this here, we want to make sure we kind of understand some key levels. First of all, previous support level was 840 to the 780 range, okay? This will be the new resistance for us. I'm just going to go ahead and change the color so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. We've got a resistance range up about 950, 960. That's a long ways away. For now, though, the most important thing to recognize is we got this somewhere between 780 and 820, basically $8 even as a round number, is a key resistance level for us, that 0.382 fit low, okay? So just generally speaking, that should be a place in which we're going to see some resistance, maybe even a good consideration for a short opportunity, just kind of thinking out loud. Taking a look, of course, at the charts here, we can see we got this bounce off 30, which is nice, actually. A lot of coins went way below 30, including Bitcoin, and never truly got that bounce. But generally speaking, when you see 30 on the RSI and the price being overextended, it's a common bouncing point for it, okay? So we bounced pretty well off that level, if you will, because we can see that here. Today, so far, we have a bullish engulfing candle, and we do take a look at the moving averages. They're way far away, okay? Again, they're averaging themselves out closer to that previous support range at 840. So once again, that's just reaffirming the fact that we'll see some resistance when we start hitting the 780 to 840 range, okay? And that's a loose number. I'll have more specifics coming soon. Once again, if you're part of our Discord, I do have a trade alert section here where I provide you with specific details on coins I'm looking to trade. So just future reference, make sure you enable all channels in our Discord if you don't currently see that. Okay, last thing too as well for ICP on the daily is the simple fact that we are still trying to diverge, but we're losing momentum here. So far, even though this candle hasn't finished, it does look like we've tentatively bottomed out, okay? It doesn't just mean, again, you don't take just a long to $10 from here, because we got a lot of room for resistance between now and then. But good news is there's some positive stuff here. Let's talk about the positive. We can see, of course, 20-day SMA getting tested right now as we speak. Generally, that's favorable to be above that, okay? We can also see that 50 on the RSI is getting close, also a good sign. In other words, an area in which you might want to consider taking a long position, or more importantly, when the price gets above 50, you have more safety and security knowing that we're back above that key level resistance. Generally speaking, though, when you're above 50 in the RSI, the price action does a lot better. So if we take a look at this charts here, this is when RSI was over 50, and we can see This is what the price action was doing when it was over 50. This is what it was doing when it was under 50, okay? So again, it's not a definitive line in the sand, it's just kind of a good indication of what side of tracks you're on. And right now, we're shifting gears, right? We're shifting from this bearish divergence to a bullish type of convergence. Now, it's not official yet, we haven't broken over that level, but testing 20, breaking through this 0.236 fib level, pending Bitcoin doesn't retrace down to 54K or lower, we should experience a continuation of this uptrend for ICP. It just makes sense considering how hard most coins got hit and how much more buying pressure we're starting to see now. When we take a look at the Ichimoku cloud on the hourly, we can recognize that we can see a solid amount of positive. And what I mean by that is, generally speaking, when you break above the cloud itself, which we have been for about the last 12 hours, it's maintaining itself at that level, okay? We can also see, if we take a look at the local point of control, let's kind of zoom in a little bit here and see. The local point of control here for this time frame, ever since we've broken down, is roughly about 685. So that's the tentative support range for us. We have the most amount of volume at that level. So hypothetically, the price does pull back, we should be able to see some support there, okay? Either way you look at it, things are mostly positive here for ICP at the moment. I would recommend just being cautious and careful if you do take a long. We're coming up to a resistance range. Consider securing profits before 790. So if you're in a long right now, hypothetically, you can get another 5% profit upwards about 780, 785. But once we start hitting this resistance range, that was the previous support range, there's a good chance you're going to see some resistance there. Okay, again, that was the macro point of control in that area. Okay. So again, just a heads up, that's roughly what we're looking at. I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you don't know already. I provide this information and much more. Go ahead and jump on over there. It's kind of a lot of fun. We enjoy I enjoy personally interacting with other traders. It's a lot of fun. Either way, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Oh, don't forget to check out Bitunix. We have a promotion this month, of course, with a deposit reward bonus. Be sure to check it out. They're a really awesome exchange. We love them very much. They've been great to our community. Thank you, Bitunix, and thank you too. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.